All right, now you should be able to hear me okay. All right, Ira, good to hear me. Good to see you all. Good. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Fausto from Cybertrain University. Thanks for coming here. Hopefully everybody is enjoying their Thursday. We got a great event we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about price action, order flow, trading, some stocks that are moving in today's market. But the key is learning how to stop losing it. Now, I just want to talk about a stock that is moving today. Did you guys see Nikola right now? NKLA. So put this in the chat room. Did everyone see NKLA? The stock right here. Nobody here saw Nikola. Nobody saw this stock right here making a big run. Let me just bring it up right here on a long-term chart. I own some right there, Ira. There you go. Welcome. Okay, well, 9:30, the stock was trading right around $2.95. It is now trading at $3.60. Okay. Not only that, for some of you who don't know about the stock, and let me just move this up over here a little bit. This stock has been on a really nice trend in the last couple of days. You could see it here. Actually, in the last month, the stock was as low as 60 cents. It's already at almost $3.90 just in the last couple of less than a week. It was at $2. It's up almost about 100%. Now, for some of you, you're probably wondering, how did you find Nikola? How did you find Yell? How did you find ADMP or Rite Aid or any of these stocks that are moving today? Well, I'm going to show you how we look for them. But the key about finding a good moving stock is knowing how to trade properly. And you'd be shocked that a lot of you here are not trading and knowing how to play the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little fun. And we're going to go out there. I'm going to teach you the art of trading and how things work. So let me change a slide here. And before we get into that great detail, just a quick little disclosure for everybody here. I'm not making any guarantees or promises or warranties. It varies student to student. So please, before you go out there and make an investment in today's market, be very wise before you make your first trade. All right. Now, basically, if everyone has their phone with them right now, okay, just take your phone and I'm going to invite every one of you to come into this room right here. Does everybody see this room right here? This is called our professional trading room. And you could see we have our traders, we have our instructors, and you're going to get literally almost 100 hours of live trading by clicking on that right there, that link. Okay, so you could do it now or you could wait later at the end of the presentation, but everything I talk about, we're going to practice what we preach. So talking about these stocks that are making runs, how do we take losses? How do we find dominant market makers? This is going to be your opportunity to do it. So I'm going to spend about maybe 40 minutes talking about what we're going to learn in there. And then this is going to be your opportunity to do that. Now, let's talk about how I got started. Okay. Now, basically, I've been doing this for over 30 years. Here's an article that was written up regarding what I was, a fellow SOS bandit. So a bunch of kids were tormenting Wall Street. And basically in that Wall Street, basically what we did is we were market makers. We used to go out there. We used to trade against the traders on Wall Street. We used to trade on the 15-inch monitor like you see there. And we used to make money doing it. Now, there are a lot of you here don't know how to play the game. And I'm going to teach you how the game is being played in trading. How do I know that? Because something very important. All right. I am a 12-time champion. I beat every school I can beat it against on Wall Street. I've also have trained hundreds of thousands of people over the years, not only students here that you could see the groups over and over and over again, but I'm also featured on some of the biggest stations, not including being endorsed by some of the biggest brokerage firms in the industry of today. Why? Because I was a market maker. I was a market maker on Wall Street. I used to trade. I used to be a prop trader. And let me tell you, what has changed today has not changed 30 years ago. It's the same style. The only difference that you are going to learn that has changed 30 years ago till today is you don't have to be licensed. You don't got to spend $20 in tickets like we used to. You don't have to split the profits. And I think that's the biggest issue. A lot of us out there just think it's so easy to trade. But when you go out there and do it, you'll see why people make mistakes doing it. Now, at the end of my presentation also, I'm going to give everyone access to get my free book. If you want to contribute to $47, I would not take it. I would not mind you paying me $47, but if you like it for free, I'm going to give you my book, How to Beat Market Makers at Their Own Game, at the end of today's presentation. Now, here's my family. I like to share my family with you. I've been married for actually, this is my 25th anniversary this year. And my lovely wife, Debbie, and my 3 wonderful sons. Obviously, you see all my girls, Alex, Max, and Lucas. But the purpose of this whole thing is, the reason why I like to share my family is that my students are also my family, because I feel that if you have a tight nucleus, you guys work together, obviously things always work out in the long run. And not only that, but I think part of my relationship, why I have such a good relationship with my family, is because I had the freedom to spend time with them. I was able to go on vacations and go out to dinners and pay for those nice things because I trade. And I know a lot of you here want to do the same thing. You want to go out there and trade. You want to make supplemental income. You want to do all that stuff. But once again, you got to know how to play the game of today's trading. So not only that, but I do some of the other fun things I love to do. I've got my home living channel, teaching people how to cook. I do fishing. I was just actually fishing yesterday, going for tuna in the Atlantic Ocean. Caught nice tuna. Can't wait to cook it tonight. But the reason why I have the luxury to do that is because I trade. I can make my money for the day and go out there and trade, and I'm always in cash. So enough about me, okay? This session is not about me. It's about you. And what I mean by that is this. A lot of you here have been spending time looking for that mentor, been trying to trade, know if you could be successful at it, probably not there, maybe not knowing, if the person you really could trust is that's the right person to learn from. And I get it. I've been there. I've done that. And sometimes it's going to take a few people for you to listen before you find that right person. So let's talk about what is Cybertrade University, why I'm here, and what is our style. What makes us different from any other school. But before I do that, I really want to do a quick poll, and I want to get to know a little bit about you. So my question to you is this, and you'll see a poll question pop up right now. What kind of trader are you? Are you self-taught by watching YouTube videos or anything else? Have you taken paid courses? Have you done coaching? You know what I mean? Like, just tell me a little bit about you guys, and want to kind of share that with all of you. All right. And by the way, don't be embarrassed. Don't be scared. I think everybody here needs to be involved in this poll question, because you need to know how you are compared to everyone else that's here today. Okay. So as I'm getting some of these questions coming across, okay, let me end the poll and share the results. And you could see that there are about 68% of you, basically polls. You can see a lot of you have done paid courses, coaching, and self-taught. Okay, well, you know what? Great. And, sometimes it's going to take you a few people to take courses with before you find it. The people that concern me the most are the self-taught individuals. I don't know why you were self-taught. Listen, would you trust me if I was self-taught to do brain surgery? I don't think so. Or how about this? Would you trust me to manage your money if I read a couple of books and watched a couple of YouTube videos? I don't think so. So what do you think you're doing? And that's why we have to change things around, and that's what we have to learn. So let's talk about some stocks that we traded, okay? TUP, Tupperware. Stock has been having a great run, not only as a day trade, as a swing trade. Yell, Y-E-L-L, company files bankruptcy, okay? And the stock ends up running, literally almost 300%. Roku, company comes out with good earnings, stocks on a good run. So it's not only cheap stocks, it's also expensive stocks. And IONQ, look at the stock from 9:30 in the morning, goes from 1580 up to 1780. Okay. And last but not least, let's go back to the stock I just told you earlier. Let's go back to Nikola. Okay. Since we started here at 1 o'clock, it was at $3.50. It is now trading at $3.70, actually 55. You're talking a 15-cent move since we started. Okay. 15 cents are like, big deal. What the hell is 15 cents? I'll tell you what a big deal 15 cents is. If you bought 1,000 shares and in less than 15 minutes, you made $150, you tell me where or who makes $150 in less than 10 minutes? I bet a lot of you probably can't even tell me not one person out there that you might know, other than if he's a drug dealer or he's got this huge job or whatever it is. But you personally, I think you would all want that job. But you need to know why are these stocks moving and how to get out of it. And that's what we're going to talk about. So trading, you have to understand, is not a full-time job. It really is a part-time job. So that's one of the biggest things that people make a mistake. They think they need to do this all day, and that's not true. So for all of you here, depending on if you're watching this, on a recording or everything, because we're live right now, you could trade the morning, you could trade the afternoon, you could trade the middle of the day. There's always opportunities out there. But the big question people always ask is this: how do you find these stocks, Fausto? I got all these scanners. I'm in all these, I get all these newsletters. I watch you on not Twitter anymore. It's actually called X. I watched you on X. I watched you on, all these social media. Listen, all we do is we work on our big percentage gainers and losers list. That's it. You could spend all the money on TV, all the research, all you want. But the thing is this: that stock that we just talked about, I'm going to show you again right now, okay, which is Nikola. I'm going to bring up my watch list right here. Here's a big top 20 list. And you will see right here, if you work your way down, there's a lot of stocks that moved today. For example, this one right here, BJDX was up 63%. This one right here, a 43% Upwork, okay? ADMP up 33%. But if you work all the way down here, you're like, Yelp is moving again today. That stock literally went from $2.80 to $4.80. It was up about 20%. But if you work your way down, there's Nikola, okay? Now you need to know what makes one stock less riskier than the other. What gives me more reward with less risk? Well, that's what I need to teach you. And that's why we're here. Because at the end of the day, we don't care what we trade. Okay. We're just here to make money, and that's it. So my question to all of you here is this, and I'd like you to share your answer in the chat room. What makes a stock move in the first place? So let's see how everyone answers this question. What makes a stock move in the first place? So as you guys are thinking about that, I have a sip of my coffee. John, you're right. Mary, you're right. Margaret, you're right. Lewis, Rod, Alex, Sylvia, Joan, you're wrong. Steve, you're wrong. Alan, you're right. Eric, you're right. So good. I'm glad you guys are paying attention. If you said supply and demand, you're just only getting partial the credit. Okay. Basically, the way things move is through buyers and sellers, big block orders. You heard of them, you read about them, and today you're going to see them live. Okay, because how do I know this? Because I was a brokerage, I was a trader for a brokerage firm. I was what we call market makers. And as a market maker, we need to know what the street's doing. We need to know where the big orders are, where the institutions are, where the algorithms are, because it doesn't matter what Fausto thinks. It doesn't matter what you think, Anthony. It doesn't matter what you think, Eric or Herman or Sylvia. It's what the street thinks. And once you think you know something about the market, you're going to lose all your money. How do I know that? Because I've seen it happen over 30 years. So where do these big orders go? Where do they come from? Well, we call them iceberg orders. Iceberg order is a big block order. Now, I came up with that word after watching the movie Titanic, which I know some of you here are very familiar with the story. Sad story. They called it the unsinkable ship, the Titanic. Didn't work too well when they hit an iceberg, okay? They didn't have the technology. They didn't want to listen. They thought they were safe. Didn't work out too well. You need to know where these iceberg orders are. You need to know where the big block ones on the bid. You need to know where the big blocks are on the offer. Now, How do we do that? How do we find those? Well, there's something called level 3 and level 4. Now, I don't know if I could do this here, but let me try it. Let me just figure it out. So okay, let me just do this. All right. Okay. So question to everybody here. Does anyone here have level 3 and level 4? Try and do a poll and wasn't letting me. That's it. Anybody here have level 3 or level 4? Margaret, you don't. Eric, you don't. Okay. Anyone else? Sylvia, you don't. All right, good. Only 3 you have, Alan. Okay. All right. Now we're going to get into the fun stuff. I need all of your attention right now. Okay. And I'm not kidding around, because what you're about to see is going to be extremely disturbing. And why I say that is because over the years, you're finally going to reach reality and see why you now can see the future where you've been following the past. You've been actually looking for, everyone's out there hearing from this person, this guru, that guru. But at the end of the day, it comes down to this. Who ran these stocks? Who are these buyers? How do I know before it hits a resistance level to me to get out before it gets there? That's what I'm going to talk about. So please pay attention very carefully, because you need to follow along, because this is where you're going to realize that you've been trading blind since the day you started. And how do I know that? Because I was there. Now, at the end of today's presentation, in the next 20 minutes, I will play a video of the last time I was on NASDAQ on Traders Talks with Jill Marangione. Now, NASDAQ has me come to their studio to talk about exactly how to trade on BookViewer, which I call level 3. Okay. And so when you're ready to register at the end, if you haven't registered already, you could get to watch this video and then meanwhile have fun registering. So let me explain to you how things work. NASDAQ BookViewer and NASDAQ in general controls about 50% of the volume in the entire market. Now think about this for a second. If I could tell you right now that you could see where 50% of the buyers and sellers are, how much smarter and better trading decisions would you make right now if you were able to see that? 50% of the buyers and sellers. How would that help? I mean, what do you think you know more than Goldman Sachs or Jamie Dimon from Chase or Morgan Stanley? Dennis is big time. Step in the right direction, Alan. Okay, never heard that one before. That's a good one. Okay, anyone else? It's a game changer. I like that one. It's a game changer. So, well, we're going to talk about level 4 too, John. We're going to get to that. But there are some people don't even have it. And I think some people are not even answering. And don't take this the wrong way. You're probably a little embarrassed to even say you don't have it. But let me tell you this. Yesterday, I was on a tuna trip. And I was trading. One of the persons that happened to be on my boat was a day trader. He's been doing it for about a year. Within 30 seconds, when he watched one of my Instagram photos, he's like, Fausto, where do I sign up? How do I not know that this was even available? He goes, well, who really trained you? That's where it came down to it. So let me tell you exactly how it works, and you're going to see how it's going to change your life. Okay. So let's talk about buyers and sellers. Okay. Now, buyers do not exist. I mean, support levels will not exist unless you have the buyers out there. Resistance will not exist until you have the sellers out there. So here we have an example of a stock, AMSC, and it's going down. Very simple chart. And you'll notice that when it hit a price around 1460, right around past 1230, it hit it and it went all the way up to $17. Now, why would it bounce at 1460 and go back up to 1750? Why didn't it stop at $15? Why didn't it stop at 14 or 13? Why 1460? Well, when you look over here on the left and you go to the exchange and you have something called NASDAQ BookViewer, you'll notice that there are a lot of buyers out there at all different prices. But when you get specifically at the 1460, you got about 28,000 shares looking to be bought. And there are 23 orders around the entire world that make up that 28,000. Now, I don't know if you feel that's a lot or a little, but let me tell you how we know it's a lot. When everybody else out there is showing 150 shares, 300 shares, 40 shares, I would say 28,000 is a lot. And remember, why did stock bounce at 1460? Because the buyer was there. Let's look what happens when you come up to a resistance level, which technically is a big seller. Here you have a stock PLTR. Doesn't matter the symbol, even though it was a fun stock to trade these past couple of days. But the game plan is you always into a trade and you just need to know when is enough's enough. When should I get out? Now, here you have the stock that went from 1840 all the way up to $20 and decided to stop. Why did it stop at 20? Well, it wasn't Fausto that made it go down. It wasn't President Biden that brought it down or the CEO of the company. It had to do with the 144,000 share seller out there. That's the only reason why. Now, what's so cool about this trade is I want to go live into the market and show you about this stock right here. This stock right here, this is live. When we took that screenshot, okay, it was about 3 days ago. And right here was the resistance levels. This is on a long-term chart. So not only does it work for day trading, it does work for swing trading. And you'll notice the stock was $16 and had a great run up and finally hit 20. As of today, right now, the stock is trading, if you see right there on the right-hand side, $18.75. Why would the stock go down from the day we took it, this screenshot, till the day today? Because of that sellers out there. That's the only reason why. Now, oops, hold on a second. Just doing some updates here. Now, I just want to check something out really quick here. Hold on. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. I got something to show you. This is just level 3. Wait till I show level 4, but we're going to start off with this. Now, let's look at the stock Tupperware. Okay. Now, in any case study, you look at the stock is trending up, right? Now you'll notice that the stock went up and now it's dropping. It's beginning to go down. And the game plan is, did we sell it too late? Is it an opportunity to buy? Well, let's go out here and look at it at NASDAQ Book Viewer. You have a buyer at $5.23 for 66,000 shares. Now, you have to look at this for a second. There are buyers at every price level, okay? And you know what? The gentleman that went fishing with yesterday, he said, Fausto, I have level 2. What's wrong? I mean, that's more than enough. I have level 2. Level 2 should work. Level 2 is only showing you, okay, this buyer and this seller. This is what you're seeing in level 2. Right here. This is level 2. It's moving, it's flashing, but it's not showing you all the orders. That's the problem with level 2. So when you're looking at level 3, now you're seeing all the buyers and all the sellers at every price level. And as we work our way down, we'll notice that we have a 66,000 share buyer at $5.23. Now let's think about this for a second. What do you think is going to happen from now, 548 to 523? What do you think, just out of curiosity, is going to happen to the stock? Because it looks like it's going down here. But when we look here, what do? Exactly, Mike. Exactly, John. probably that big buyer out there is going to be a support level, right? Well, congratulations. Stock came down, got close to that support levels at $5.23 and decided to go back up, and it went from 23 cents to 60 cents. So if you waited, you waited. Sometimes it could take a couple of minutes, it could take a couple of hours, it could take a couple of days. Like the PLTR I just mentioned to you earlier. And sure enough, when it got there, the stock shot straight up. Now, stock is going up. Where is the next resistance level? So let me ask you, everyone here, where do you think the resistance levels will be on Tupperware? How would you find that? And while you're writing that in now, I'm going to look at something up right here. Where do you think resistance levels would be on Tupperware? Come on, we have some, listen, you guys are trading. You got to know. You got to have an idea. 550, okay. We're already at 565, so I don't know where you got that number from. Look at the big orders, Alan. There you go. How about looking at the big order? Oh, you mean you don't need an indicator? You don't need a Bollinger Band, a MACD, an RSI, and all that fancy, dancy stuff? Okay, let's look at the orders. We got two orders out here on the offer for 20,000 and 52,000 between 566 and 570. Okay, so what do you guys think we should do? Should we shoot for the moon and think it's going to go to 7 and 8 or 9, or should we get out here right below that 567 and 570? Well, guess what? If you didn't, you know what? Not only did you lose money, but the stock went all the way down to 460. How many times have you gone out there and you owned it, you didn't sell it, you owned it, you didn't sell it, and then sure enough, you're like, damn it, wish I should have sold it because now I converted a winner into a loser. Okay? You're damn right, Alan. You better bail on those icebergs. So if anybody here would like to learn more about how to trade on BookViewer or even how to get it, I want you to email me right now. So there's my email. Now, let me ask you something. Now, some of you would be like, okay, I'm sold, Fausto. All right. But what's the catch? Is this a sales pitch? First of all, I don't work for NASDAQ. Okay. I'm just here to educate you what you should be doing and not be doing. But let me ask you this. If I could show you where 50% of where the buyers and sellers are, which you just saw, how much money is that worth to you? How much money did you lose on trades that if you just knew where those big orders are, that would save you? How much money would that be? How much would you pay for that? Because let me tell you right now, if anyone is here looking for free stuff, close your account. Just literally leave. Go. What you should be doing is interviewing a stockbroker or give it to a mutual fund and just stick with your daily, the way you made your money the original way. Because I'm warning you right now, you will be part of a 90% failure rate. And don't take this in a negative way. Don't mind me, I'm very brash. I'm a little old-fashioned, okay? My father, did whatever he can. He wasn't the nicest guy sometimes, but he never wanted to see his children get hurt. And I know you wouldn't want to do anything to hurt your children, and I look at you as my children. You want to blow up your account? Don't be trading on free stuff. So when I started 30 years ago, I had to pay $1,000 a month. Now you think about this for a second. Who in their right mind at 22 years old, 30 years ago, will come up with $1,000 to get this data? Okay. Now, I made the investment. 95% of the people who showed up didn't. I'm here. They're there. That's why I've been around for 30 years. Well, I got news for you. It doesn't cost $1,000. It doesn't cost $500. It doesn't even cost $100. It costs $15 a month to have a seat on the exchange. 15 bucks from NASDAQ, buying it right from the exchange. Now, who here thinks $15 is a lot of money? Who here thinks that 15 bucks is a waste of money to get this data? Because if you do, just leave. You should just log out right now, because you're wasting your time and you're wasting everybody else's time in this room. And I'm only saying that to protect you. Well, listen, Sylvia, I would not say it's reasonable. I think I always say it's a steal, $15 a month. So anyway, if you guys want that, just take my email, and not only that, but we'll even give you a workshop how to set it up. All right. Now let's move on. If you think $15 is, what you could get for 15 bucks, let me talk about level 4, because there's more that comes along to meet the eye. Not only you're able to see the current order book, which means the orders are out there, but now how about if you could see it on a chart? How about you could see how long he's been out there for? How great would it be to kind of see if I did a swing trade and saw that person out there, was he there a couple of days, a couple of months? Is he canceling? Is he adding? So level 4 basically is going to give you more than meets the eye. So let's see some stocks that bounce from some support levels. So here we're looking at XPEV. Okay, this stock is coming down pretty strong, and you'll notice that the green means that transactions are on the offer. Red means that there are sales going off on the bid. And you can see the stock is coming down from 21, but once we get around this 20, we got a 39,000 share buyer. You see there's a buyer right here at 2050 and that little red ball. That means that buyer got executed. Now, it probably was support on the chart, but in this case, somebody sold it to him, and now it's going down to the next level. So if you were interested of finding a stock and want to know where the next support levels are, this is going to show you how it works. Because by knowing that and seeing those buyers, and when they showed up, not only did the stock go up, but someone added to his position. So we went from 39,000 to 192,000 shares. So when you're wondering, like, my God, how did this stock go up so fast? And how did it go from 39,000 to 129,000 share buyer? This is what separates you from, watching the past, then versus focusing on the future. Let's see what happens on the reverse side when we do a resistance levels. So here we have a stock that's going up. And since 9:30 this morning, there was an order that showed up at $20 for 630,000 shares. Now, let me ask everybody a dumb question, and I want the dumb answer. How many of you here would spend 630,000 shares to buy a $20 stock? How many of you could afford that? How many could you afford to dish out, several million shares? Not me, Sylvia, right? No, you didn't think so? Oh, okay. What about you, Arf? What about you, Chris? What about you, Daniel? Not me, right? Well, wouldn't it be nice to know who could? And wouldn't it be nice to know that if I owned the stock at 1860, I'm going to come up to a 600,000 share seller very, very quickly, because I know I'm not going to take them out. I know that I'm not going to buy it. Well, that's what separates buyers and sellers. That's what separates a trader and an amateur. This is what separates indicators from orders. And this is how trading works. Because if you didn't have that game plan at 20 and you didn't get out, guess what? We went from 20 all the way down to 1930. And not only that, that guy that was out there trying to sell for 600 wanted even more to sell. He raised to 880,000 shares. You're talking almost $20 million worth of stock. Now, it's all about keeping things simple. Now, let's look at PLTR, okay? Now, PLTR today, let me bring this up. PLTR, here's live market. Okay, here we go. So PLTR went from 1860 today, went all the way to 1930 and came back down to 1865. Now, what I want you to look at this and just please pay attention very closely, okay? This picture slide was taken a couple of days ago. As of today, the stock tried to go back up, never made 20, actually went to 1930. Now, when I look at the long-term chart here, look what happened here. Remember we went back to this 20? Okay. So you're looking at it like, well, what does that have to do 2 days ago? It's already at 1830 and it was going up. It came back down. Let me show you real-time data. Can anybody tell me where you see a very thick red line? And could you give me that number? Could you give me that number? Rod, you're right. Robert, you're right. Jose, you're right. Sylvia, 20. But the stock never went to 20 today. It went to 1930. Well, not only if you're a swing trader, you could use this data. If you're an options trader, you can use this information. If you're a futures trader, a crypto trader, you could use this data. You see, you need to know where the orders are, because if you don't, you're going to be like everybody else and be like, oh, maybe it'll come back. Maybe it'll come back. Oh, you know what? Where's my crystal ball? Where's my lucky cup? Oh, please come back. Oh, if I trust you. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to kid around, joke around, but some people, some people are superstitious like that. But at the end of the day, you could do whatever you want. You could watch every TV show. You could check every website. You could ask anybody. I am telling you right now, this stock is not going anywhere unless two things could happen. That seller for 200,000 share leaves, or somebody buys it from him. Now, I'm going to keep asking you the same dumb question. How much smarter and better trading decisions if you were able to see these orders? Okay? Because that's what it's all about. Now, we're almost out of time here, which I can't believe how quickly we went. So what I want to do is this. I want to have a little fun. Somebody here, tell me a stock that you're in. By the way, nobody could see it. And you tell me, I'm going to look it up. And I'm gonna go out there and give you my synopsis on the stock. Okay. So we got a couple of people here shooting it out. And let me just fix this over here. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. I'm going to kind of minimize things and keep things simple here. Okay. So we got our charts here. This is our time in sales. We'll move some stuff around here. And I'll put this over here so you guys see a little bit bigger. How about that? Okay. All right. So let's look at a couple of stocks that some of you want me to look at. Let me find Amazon. Okay. Let's look at Amazon. Now, Jose, do you own Amazon? Yes or no? Do you own Amazon? You do. Okay. At what price? What price do you own it at? A winner or a loser, doesn't matter. At what price? $127. Okay, so you own at 127. My next question I have to ask you, Jose, is what's your game plan? Where where is your resistance? Where's your exit? And where's your exit? And where, if God forbid you're wrong and it goes down, where are you going to get out and take a loss? You should have a number already planned, and you should already have a number planned for you. Just waiting for his answer. 126 is if it breaks it. And what about if it goes up? 130. Okay. So let me tell you what you got going on. All right. Now, at 130, you got a 35,000 share seller out there. Okay. So if you said 130, that's a very, I would say that's a very good exit. But if you're doing more of a swing trade, 135,000 between 135, 136, you got about a 250,000 share seller out there and an 80,000 share seller. So if you were looking past 130 as a swing trade, that is your more major resistance. And then as your support levels, long-term, 125 at 100,000. So that's your numbers right there. And then if you want to go a little bit further, you got about a 400,000 share seller at 140. And as you go further, you can see the stock has got some really big resistance between 135, 140, and 150. Now, did you know that, Jose? Did you know that these orders were out there? And now, does that give you a different perspective of having a game plan where you should get out? You didn't know that. Okay. Well, guess what? Look here on the long-term chart. Let me zoom in over here. Those numbers that we called out, 135, right, was right here. But we don't see 140 because we've never been there before, or 150. So sometimes stocks break all-time highs. And that's where that's what happens. Okay. And you got to know that what happens gets past 135. Well, it can't be 136.25 because I don't see anybody out there, but it could be higher than that. Now, does that kind of change your perspective? Now having a game plan, how to put your stop order losses in? Because that's how I was trained. Now, I'm going to do one more. Let me see someone else. Let me see some other stocks that we had here. Someone pick up somebody else. Well, we already did PLTR, Gary, so I'm not going to do that one. Michael says LAZR. How is that one? LAZR. It's not really going anywhere. I would probably pass on that one. ExxonMobil, not really going. It's a little bit, it's expensive. It's a $100 stock. I probably would say no, Lynn. A lot of you guys are trading like ETFs, Google, Amazon. Michael says earnings are coming out on DocuSign. All right, DocuSign. We'll look at DocuSign. Okay, let's look at this one. Now, do you own this stock, Michael? Do you own it? Because that's important. Okay, you have options. Okay, so you're trading options on the stock. So why are you trading options? Is that you can't afford the stock? Is it because you're using the leverage? Because this is where people make their mistakes, because a lot of people want to trade options, but don't realize, are you selling options or are you buying options? You like the leverage. Well, that's a poor man playing a rich man's game. And don't take that the wrong way. Okay. You're out there. Why would you just trade DocuSign when you could trade something a lot less riskier, a lot less expensive, like Nikola, like I told you earlier, with a big run like that, where this stock's not doing anything? Because let me tell you why I would not trade this stock. I can't see any orders anywhere. I just see algorithms. There's all algorithms. I mean, you got a big seller here for 1,600 shares at $50, but look over the course of the day. There's all algos. You don't want to trade stocks like this. That's how people blow up their account. You know what I mean? And once again, you could use it and say, yeah, you know, there is resistance levels here at 50, but what's really the guarantee? Well, it wasn't like Amazon where we saw hundreds of thousands of shares of sellers. We're talking about 1,600 shares. Come on, really? I don't, you know, and that's how thinly traded it is. Okay. Now, I had a question. Did anybody learn anything? Anybody here learn anything? Because I'm very impressed that nobody logged out. As much as I wanted you guys to leave and get out of here, because if you didn't believe in it, it looks like everybody is willing to pay the $15 a month or want to come and see this live. Good, good. So you have to understand, we got two photographs right here, and I want you to look very closely at them. Does anyone notice anything unusual about both photos, other than people are sitting there and look dumbfounded, like this guy and this guy and this guy, where these people are cheering? Why is one part of, why one people happy and the other people are confused? Exactly, Michael. They're looking at level 4, where these guys are looking at a bunch of squiggly lines and reading news, and have all these monitors. Okay. It's not about Rodman making money. It's that they see the orders. So who do you want to be? The people on the left or the people on the right? Oops, not a B. That's it. I made it right. Good. Everyone wants to be on the right. So this is what we're going to do. All right. This is what we're going to do. I want to invite all of you to come in my trading room. And I want to practice what we preach, which a lot of people out there will be like, oh, I made this video. I'm going to give you the 3 steps. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that. Listen, enough of watching videos, enough about someone telling you that they're the next best thing since sliced bread. What you need to do right now is you need to know why Cybertrain University has been endorsed by every brokerage firm in the industry, like NASDAQ, Schwab, Tasty Trade, Thinkorswim, all these brokers. I mean, does anyone here have an account with any of them? Have an account with Thinkorswim? Have an account with, Tasty or TradeStation? You do, John, you do, Michael? Well, have you ever learned from someone? Could they actually go out there and say, oh, yeah, I learned from this person, but it's funny, they're not endorsed by them because they haven't been in business for 30 years. They don't get credit checks like us. These brokerage firms look into us and make sure. How about this? Can anybody here say that they got a 5-star rating on Google? 4.9 on whatever. Does anyone here have taken training and look at their Google review lately? If they even have it posted, okay? Or an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau. There's a reason why our reputation in the market and why I've been here for 30 years and being endorsed by more brokerage firms than anyone in the industry is because what I'm teaching you and showing you right now. So this is what I want you to do. Every one of you are invited to come and watch us live, all our students, all our instructors, and see why we have this reputation as, the most well-known, respected school in the industry. Now, this is what you're going to get being part of coming to Cybertrain University. You're all going to have access to live commentary, which we do in the first hour of the open, the last hour of the close, and we're going to be trading all day. Also, we have weekly gurus, people that we know in the industry. If you want to learn a little bit more about Forex or options or current or crypto, I'm very good friends with some of the best people in the industry. I would not endorse anybody if I thought they weren't. You'll get to meet them, all part of this trial that you're going to get. And what is it going to cost me? Well, $9. That's all it's going to cost you. $9. Now, why $9? Why not free? And I'll tell you why. Remember earlier, I told you that if you could buy NASDAQ Book Viewer for $15, and if you felt that knowing where 50% of where the buyers and sellers are, you should not consider trading, look for a broker. Well, here's your chance that not only is it going to cost you 15, but now it's going to cost you 9 because I'm going to show you how it works. All you have to do is click on that link in the chat room or take your phone and scan that QR code. All you have to do, you have 2 ways of doing it. Now, this is what you're going to get for $9. We're going to give you 1 week access to our trading room. We're going to give you 3 pro workshops. We're going to give you a Traders Talk library of all our gurus that we had. And we're going to give you a free coaching class and a money back guarantee at the end of the week. If you feel that we wasted your time for $9, no problem. We'll give you $9 back. Listen, I don't need your $9. Okay. You know what I need? I need traders that are sick and tired of going to work every morning, trying to make supplemental income. You know, no, Social Security is not going to pay enough, and want to be part of a family and being part of my second family. And all I'm asking for is let me know if you're a real person, because it's only going to cost you $9. So please don't be scared thinking like that sounds too cheap. It's basically an application fee. That's it. Question. What about after? What does it cost after a week? First of all, that's the least of your problems right now. And I could guarantee you this, I'm not going to charge you anything. Okay. I'm not going to get you on this, subscription or anything like that. I'm not looking for that. I am just looking for serious traders that want to know why Cyber Trade University is one of the most respected and most well-known schools in the industry, and what makes them different to everyone else. Because after seeing all these orders out there that you probably never heard of, this is going to help answer that question. Now, with that, and before I continue, does anybody here have any questions? Anyone have any questions? What do I got here? When could I start? Well, listen, that's a good question. And what I would say is start today. What are you waiting for? Listen, if you want to wait till Monday because it's like the end of the week, you want to watch the recordings, you're more than happy to do that. Okay. But the thing is this, it's fresh in your mind. It's only $9. Talk to my staff, get in the trading room, watch why some of these things go up the way they do. And that's what it comes down to it. Knowing how to play the game of trading. Do you trade indexes and futures? Roger, I don't trade indexes and futures. I'll tell you why. There are over 20,000 stocks I trade in a given day. Okay. When you deal with those, you could still apply what we teach you to do it, but you're going to realize that, you know what? If I make a $500 on an index or $500 on Nikola, you know what? One will cost me 10 times less than some index, and it's the same $500. You understand? See, your thing is, you all have to ask yourself a question. Are you really making money doing this? I mean, are you really making money doing it? How many of you here are losing money? Okay. There are almost 100 people in here. No one has left. So $9 could change your life forever. At least you could say, you know what? I attended Cyber Trade University, one of the biggest day trading firms. We are the biggest day trading firm in the industry. I heard the good things. Now I heard the bad things. Now I know the facts. Remember, there's three stories: their story, my story, and the truth. So go out there and find out what the truth is. And all it costs is $9. Now, there are a few people that are registering right now, and do a couple of shout outs. I want to thank a lot of people here registering. First of all, I just got your registration. Gary Lieberman from New York City. Oh, you're right around the corner from me. Welcome aboard, Gary. Look forward to teaching you. Eric Farah got your registration. Where you from? South Carolina, got your registration. Lance from California got registration. Now listen, when you register, we're going to ask you 5 questions. It's very important you fill out your questionnaire. You need to let us know, are you trading now? Do you have a brokerage firm? Do you have level 3 quotes? Just very simple questions like that. Because the more you let us know about you, the more we can help answer your questions, the better we can make you a better trader and let you know if this is for you or not. Mary has a cool question. He goes, yeah, I made money, then I lose it, on and on and on. Mary, I know, I get it, and it's fine. You know what I mean? Well, let's try to stop that from happening. Okay. I'm not asking for $900, $9,000. I'm asking for $9, Mary. Come into the trading room. I would love you to meet some of the traders, Mary, Rosie. Yeah, look, they're right here. They're traders in there. You could meet Rosie from New York, Lita. She's from Vancouver. She's from Canada. These are all the great traders. You know, Andrea. Who else? Kathleen from, you know, they got all these traders from around the world. They're great traders, you know, and believe me, they want to help you, Mary. They want to help you because if you know what you're doing, you're going to help them make money. And that's the power of trading. But the thing is this, at least you know the truth behind it because it might not be for you. So instead of going out there and learning the hard way by doing your trades, that's how you get yourself in trouble. Just going to another couple of people just registered right now. Vincrit, I think that's your name, from Indiana, got your registration. Max got your registration, same name as my son. Welcome aboard. Okay. Who else we got? John R from Chicago got your registration. Okay, looks like you guys start registering now. A couple of questions also came through. Dennis, I want to sign up again, but I'm not near my laptop, so it makes a difference unless you can do this on a phone. I'm a truck driver and always away from home. Well, Dennis, listen, isn't there a law that you're not allowed to drive all day, 24 hours? So listen, what's nice about the laptop is that when you're home or you're in your hotel or wherever it is, you know, listen, you could Wi-Fi to your cell phone on your to your laptop. You can add a second monitor to it. I think they're like $160 on Amazon. It's USB. They're awesome. I use them all the time because I travel a lot too. Okay. I'm traveling next week. I'm going on a cruise. You think that's going to stop me from trading? I'm always trading. I want to lose an opportunity on that. So definitely consider doing that. But you know what? When you do register, talk to my staff. They'll be happy to kind of advise you. Okay. And if we can't help answer your questions, don't worry, we'll give you $9 back. Can we start, Roger, on 8/14? Absolutely. Absolutely. When you register, you're going to talk to education advisor. Just tell them you want to start on the 14th. They'll take care of it then. Dennis, I just answered your question. Good. I'm glad I did that. Wise says I'm in. Good. No problem, Wise. I don't see you registered yet. So I'm still waiting for you. Charlie, I didn't hear from you. Brian, I didn't hear from you. Dana, I didn't hear from you. I mean, look, from what I'm seeing, I see people registering right now, but you know what? There are over 100 of you in here. I don't understand why all 100 of you have not registered yet. What are you waiting for? It's $9. That's all it costs. And you're going to know how to find stocks. You're going to meet a bunch of great people in the industry. Okay. You're going to know how to trade the open, the close. You're going to find stocks, how to swing trade. You're going to learn about level 3 and level 4. What is there not to learn, you know, or get at? They're not spending a boatload of money right now to kind of see it's for you or not. It's all it is $9. And let me tell you, I'm going to say this like I said before, with $15. If you can't afford $9 to take the opportunity to be in the room, if it's one day or all 7 days, if you want to use 100 hours of the training or if you're only 1 hour, you should not be trading. Even if it's not for you, you'll find out that maybe it is for you. All those bad things, you probably heard about it and don't want to know if the truth really is right. This is your opportunity. Listen, I am one of the original day traders that started back in the early 90s. Been around the financial crisis. I've been around the internet bubble. I've been through Hurricane Sandy, COVID. You know what I mean? So go out there and find out before you make any harsh decisions. And let me tell you, if you're trading options, you're trading 10 times more difficult. If you're swing trading, it's 5 times more difficult. It all starts from a day trade, which trickles into a swing trade and so on. Yes, John's just telling you, listen, if you signed up in the past, you can sign up again. Absolutely. Another person, Jack R, just got your registration. Another person from South Carolina got your registration. Just want to do a quick shout out to you too, because we have 2 people from South Carolina. Any other questions, fellow traders? Any other questions? Do I need a brokerage firm to trade? No, we do not want you to buy anything. Please don't buy. We just want you to watch. We just want you to listen in and see how the traders think for themselves and how they get in and get out and how they know each other. That's all. That's all. No matter what time of the day you're in there. It's all about you want to be there in the first hour or the last hour. You want to be there all day, but definitely go out there and do it. Well, Jose, listen, I understand, and I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that. What happened to you, from somebody else. But listen, yes, and the thing is, you do need certain capital to do this, but you know what? You don't need a lot of it. You can always trade your cash. So, down the road, we're always going to be here. Listen, I love teaching people. You know what I love teaching people more is teaching them if it's for them or not. Because let me tell you, you'll learn right away when you're in here and like, oh, now I know why I shouldn't do this. And that will save you thousands and thousands of dollars than learning the hard way. A couple of more shout outs right here. I want to do a shout out. Devon Patel got your registration. Roger Z from New Jersey, Bridgewood, Jersey, got your registration. Dennis Davis got your registration from Arizona. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much. All right. Now, as you register, there's going to be another screen that's going to book your appointment with your education advisor. So please make sure you book your appointment at those time slots so you can do the walkthrough. I know they're booking up fast. So the faster you register, the faster you could pick that time works out best for you, especially if you want to start sooner than later. Okay. Well, thank you very much for sharing that, Michael. At the moment, I'm still following the masterclass and more education options. Salute to French. Oh, thank you very much. That was a very nice comment right there, Michael. I appreciate it. Listen, sometimes, Michael, you got to watch it a few times over and over and over again. You know what I mean? And you know what? Sometimes, maybe the timing wasn't right. Maybe you only got a little bit in there. Like you in your situation, you're learning from something else, doing options, and you're trying to mix and match. I get it. That happens. But let me tell you, it all starts. I'm going to leave you off for every options trader out there because we go teach a lot of options trader. It's the movement of the stock that makes an option move. So if you want to be a good options trader, you have to be a good stock trader first. And every option trader, if they're going to do the right thing, they should all tell you that. So don't get caught up on the leverage and all that stuff. Okay. All right, traders, I got to get back. The market's opening. I got to get ready for the close. My traders, thank you so much for being here. I look forward to teaching all of you. Hopefully everybody here made their appointments with their education advisor. Listen, if you didn't start and you're not ready, I get it. That's fine. We're not going anywhere, but just please, go out there, take a couple of classes from people, listen to a couple of people. And the faster you learn, the faster you'll know how to control those losses and the faster you can make a great career in trading. So thanks for listening, everybody. Happy trading and enjoy the rest of your summer.